I'm going to give you a little history. Okay.
Please.
Um, Taiwan was part of China. Um, and around 1840, foreign powers came into China and they wanted to trade and do things with China, and China didn't want to do that. And so around that time, they had the Opium Wars. You may have heard that in history, in which the Chinese at the time said, I don't want to trade. You don't have anything that I want. And then they brought in opium that the Chinese wanted so that they would have this trade and whatever, and then militarily won and took over large parts of China, took control of that. And in 1895, it was many foreign powers. And in 1895, Japan takes Taiwan. Okay, fast forward. You go into World War II, and after World War II, the winners of the war get to divide up the world and said who gets what. And Taiwan was given back to China. That's 1945. Then they have a civil war. As usual, the left and the right, they fight each other. And so the capitalists get kicked out by the communists, and they go to Taiwan, and they control Taiwan. Okay, so everybody agrees that China is part of Taiwan is part of China, but they argue who controls China. The ones in Taiwan say, "Oh, we control China," and the ones in Beijing say, "We control China." But everybody agrees with that. 50 years ago, so that's a big ig in their mind because it's part of China, and it's been told to them that it's part of China. Taiwan's part of China, but the capitalists, which is called the Kuomintang, they are living in Taiwan and they're not controlling it. So Henry Kissinger first makes gets together, goes to China and deals with reunification, and then Nixon follows. And there's this argument, and they reiterate that Taiwan is part of China. Everybody agrees on that. And that there should be peaceful unification of China. And that goes on 50 years now and brings it up to where we are today. Okay. So a red line for China is if the United States or Taiwan says Taiwan should be an independent country, that would produce a war. And everybody knows that. All those in government would know that would produce a war. This is a big thing for them. In other words, they call that period of time 100 years of humiliation. It was taken, it's promised back, and whatever. It's in their mind an indisputable reality. Now we're in a situation in which the United States, and particularly some congressmen who are more hawkish, say, good chance they will say, we will militarily defend Taiwan and then go on and sell them more military equipment. So it's very, very close to saying, I will, it's a separate state. So we're very, very close to that particular issue. So what will come, I don't believe China is going to initiate a move to take control of Taiwan, unless the United States crosses that line, pushes that line. Now, so the way that it is understood, and just by different parties, is it's understood by the Chinese to be the way I describe it. Look, it's been promised, it's here. No, that's an uncompromisable thing. And Americans, I think about this communist dictatorial bully that is trying to take a free country, a free people, and in a aggressive way, take over them, and that we need to defend liberty and protect them from that. Okay? I just want to emphasize it's more complicated than that in the way that I said. And also, it's like from the Chinese point of view, it's part of the American containment strategy, which means, China has grown and it's become a higher percentage of world economy and so on, and it's expanding. And it's like Taiwan is the lid on this boiling pot. So that's my best description of what the situation is. So I would say, if you want to know what really happens, watch it the way I describe it. In other words, is it unprovoked, or is it provoked in the way I just described it?